Hello, everybody, and welcome to our weekly introduction to LifeWave. My name is Christy Chapman, and it's such an honor and privilege to be able to be with you tonight, or if you're catching this on replay, anytime we can share this beautiful company called LifeWave and this incredible technology with the world is always an honor. So thank you so much for being here. If you're a guest, just a warm welcome. And I'm so excited for you to get to learn about this incredible technology and what it's doing for people. And so when you're looking and listening to this information and seeing the testimonies, I'd like you to just keep in mind, like, who do you know that could possibly use healing in their life, maybe some age reversal, maybe better sleep, more energy. The list goes on, right, of what we can do to help people. So just keep an open mind and an open heart to this technology. And we're going to go ahead and have a great time together. So when LifeWave came into my life, I really wasn't looking for another company to do. I've been in this industry for almost 19 years, very happy where I was at, but I hurt my foot, and this patch helped my foot heal rather quickly. Within a couple hours, I was walking on it properly, which I hadn't been for a couple weeks, and I was able to go back to the gym, and that really sparked my interest. And that's when the wheels were kind of turning, like, hey, I'm in my 50s. I could truly use some age reversal in so many different ways, not just vanity, but what's going on the inside. I thought, gosh, I know people in pain that have inflammation that, would like to activate their own dormant stem cells to live a more youthful life and a longer life. And so I decided to, after doing my own research, not too long though, I decided to join the company and start sharing it really organically at first. And then my son, Andrew, this is him. He was in a horrible motorcycle accident 4 months later. And I'm not going to go into great detail, but this is why I'm here. It's not because of my foot. God just led me here because of my foot, and I'm eternally grateful for it. Andrew was fully geared, but he had lots of traumatic brain injury, brain bleed, strokes, and a lot of other things happened in his body, broken bones, collapsed lungs, and he also had COVID, MRSA, and pneumonia. And when I went to the nurse and asked if they would take this brochure to the doctor to see if we could patch Andrew, the doctor said yes, because thankfully someone had enough courage to share with Andrew's doctor 2 years before Andrew's accident. So that's why I'm really passionate about people getting the information and not just saving it for themselves, but making sure that everybody has the opportunity to learn about it, and what they choose to do with it is up to them. So Andrew went from, we don't know if he's going to make it, to when he got up from his coma 2.5 weeks later, we didn't know if he had brain damage. But now, 3.5 years later, Andrew is thriving. This is a before and after 6 months. The doctor said, once we knew Andrew was going to be okay, that it's going to take at least a year or two for him to get back to his new normal. And Andrew graduated from his program. He was in a rehab program with 3 other gentlemen, and he graduated early, way early than the rest of them. He was the only one patching. And so we're very, very grateful. And the doctors did say too that a year and a half later said, you know what, I've never seen anybody live through what you've been through, Andrew, let alone doing so well. Do you think it's your mom's patches? And we always believe that God gives us tools to help heal the body. The body's very intelligent. You give it the right tools and it knows what to do. So that's why I'm here, and I will be forever patching it and paying it forward for sure. So we're going to talk about a better health and better income in 2025. Now we're in May already. I can't believe it, but I'm sure people set goals for this year, right? And it's not too late to hit those goals, whether they're health goals or financial goals. We have everything you need right here. And I can't think of a better product in the health and wellness space than X39. That's our stem cell patch that we're going to talk about. We have other patches, but we're going to focus on X39 mainly. And I can't think again of a better technology that you can use for your body for longevity, for healing, and age reversal. So let's talk about David Schmidt. David Schmidt is an incredible human being. Once you join our company, you're going to be able to get on a webinar with him. We actually have a webinar this Wednesday about products. So ask the person that invited you. They can give you the link. But he really is an incredible human being. I tell people he's one of those people that sees problems in the world, doesn't matter what they are, and he can figure out a way to solve them. So he discovered this technology when he was with the Navy SEALs. He was contracted with the government for the Navy SEALs to come up with a patch for energy, and he solved that problem. But then he lost the contract because of 9/11. The Olympics got a hold of him, and then they were using him to break their personal best. So after that, David was like, okay, if it's good enough for the Navy SEALs, good enough for the Olympians, how can I get this across the globe to the average person? And that's when LifeWave was born in 2004. And we're now in 80 countries. We're in 80 plus countries. We just celebrated our 20th anniversary. And a lot of people really haven't heard of this company yet because it really didn't start growing until 2019 when X39, our stem cell activation patch, was born. Lots of research with that, actually, as a matter of fact, 10 years of research, and $4.5 million went towards getting patents in this technology for our stem cell activation patch. And once that came out, things started moving. We started breaking our personal, monthly record month after month after month to the point where we are now the fastest growing company in the space of network marketing. And we're not stopping. We're poised to be, before X39, we were at about 45 million or so. Now we are going to, the goal is to be at $1 billion by the end of this year. And all that really means is that we're helping a lot of people with healing and a better quality of life. And I love being a part of this movement. Now, another thing I love about this company is that we have patents behind what we do. And David won't put out anything, any technology, without making sure that we have lots of science behind it, third-party double-blind clinical trials, and the patents, to the point where, and you may know, or maybe yourself, you've tried to get a patent. It's not easy to get a patent. And David got the record-breaking patent for X39 because he could prove that it does what it says it's going to do. And now fast forward, David has 200 patents, which is so incredible. And so we know that this technology, it really does what it says it's going to do. You just have to give the technology and yourself the respect it deserves to let your body heal. Some people get results very quickly. Others need to give it 6+ months or more. And I will tell you, the longer you wear it, I've been wearing it 3.5 years, the more benefits you're going to get and the more healing and age reversal you're going to experience. So love that. Now, have you been patched yet? That's the main question, right? And if you haven't, now is your time. So did you know, and I had no idea before I started, that the less stem cell activity you have, the slower you heal and the faster you age. That's the reason why as we get older, people will say, gosh, this is just the way my life is. I'm going to have to deal with this pain the rest of my life. Or, they don't sleep very well. Maybe they have brain fog. Maybe they don't have the energy that they need. And that's all because our stem cells are slowly declining as we age. And so we have a technology that can fix that. Now, what are stem cells anyway? When I first learned about this, I heard of stem cells, really didn't know much about, first of all, that our stem cells went dormant. Like, once we get a certain age, like once we get to 30, half of our stem cells go to bed. They don't necessarily leave the body, they just go to sleep. And then when we're 60, we only have 10% of our stem cells left. And so again, that's why the faster, less stem cells we have, the faster we age and the slower we heal. So it's really important to activate your own dormant stem cells. And stem cells really are a neutral cell and a universal cell, and they can become any cell that the body needs. And the patch is going to provide the signal for the healing. So it's kind of like a scan. It's going to go through your body and kind of figure out, okay, where is it that these stem cells need to work first? So you might be needing it for your knee pain, but you might have been taking a lot of, maybe pain medication in the past. And so it can take time because the stem cells might be activating, going to your liver and your kidneys first because it needs repair before it gets to that knee pain. But just be patient because it will do what it says it's going to do, and it's going to heal that body. And the stem cells can become any kind of cell that the body needs, and the patches are going to provide the signal. X39 is the world's first and only stem cell patch that's going to activate those dormant stem cells that went to bed a long time ago. And then we're going to regenerate the body at night. So we wear the patch for 12 hours during the day. We're going to let our body rest at night. And it's really important that we do that. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Drink lots of water, hydrate with good, electrolytes to help, move that energy throughout the body and get the water into the cells. Very, very important. And X39 is activating a copper peptide in our body called GHKCU. And if you do nothing else tonight, Google GHKCU and what that can do for the body. It's known as the holy grail of age reversal. And David is the only one that has figured out how to activate our own GHKCU. And it's completely safe and holistic. It's affordable. This little tiny patch, we call this a miracle patch that you're wearing 12 hours during the day. It literally is $3.33 per day. And I like to say, you're investing in your health and you're going to save money in the long run. I know for me, it's kind of like transfer spending. I used to spend money on certain things, but now I'm investing in my health for $3.33. And trust me when I say me and my friends are saving a lot of money by wearing these patches. It's ethical. We're not using anybody else's stem cells. We're activating those own dormant stem cells, and it requires no injection. So I know a lot of people are happy about that. So how does X39 work? So we're going to wear this patch again, this little miracle patch. We're going to put it on our skin. You're going to put it on the back of the neck or below the belly button, or if you happen to have any pain in your body, feel free to put it on the point of pain. Just like I did when I hurt my foot, I put it right on my foot. A couple hours later, my foot felt better. Doesn't happen for everybody that quickly, but I've seen it happen many, many times. We call that a one patch wonder. So it's going to stimulate the skin with low levels of light and heat coming from our own body. It's called phototherapy or photobiomodulation. So we're using light and heat from our own body to create change. And inside each patch, there are nanocrystals. It's a nanotechnology, so you can't see these little organic crystals, but know that they're in there and they're doing what the body needs. It's providing that signal to help heal the body. And it's reflecting light. Kind of look at it, think of it as a mirror. The light is reflecting in and out of the patches to wake up those dormant stem cells to do what it needs to do. Non-transdermal, nothing is going to enter into the bloodstream whatsoever. That's why my son was able to have them in the COVID ICU unit. No drugs, no stimulants, and this is definitely non-evasive. 100% safe with anything that you're currently doing. The benefits of X39, it goes far beyond this, and there's probably over 40 blanketed benefits and more, but I'll just go over a few of them for you. So increased strength. I love this, especially if you like to work out. You're going to have increased strength and stamina and recovery time. Reduce inflammation and pain. That's probably one of the most important things that we do for people is help people with inflammation and pain. There's so much inflammation in the world. And just know that inflammation causes disease. That's why we have such a high percentage of people having chronic illnesses now, because we have inflammation in our body from the water, the food, the environment that we're in, and the patches can help reduce that inflammation. Increased stamina, love that. Don't need caffeine unless I want it. And so that's great. Energy, vitality, and this is energy at the cellular level. This isn't a jittery caffeine type energy. Mental clarity, brain fog. We can do so much. We see within 1 week changes in the brain with a thermal imaging scan, which is really priceless. So think about those loved ones that might have some issues when it comes to the brain. Restorative muscle and skeletal conditions. Improve sleep. I get really, really good REM, deep sleep. And I'm telling you, I used to, go lay down, wouldn't fall asleep right away. My brain keeps moving. But once I hit the pillow, my brain shuts off. I go to sleep. I sleep very solid throughout the night, have vivid dreams. And then I wake up every day before my alarm, which is great. And I have energy throughout the day. And then improve skin appearance. So we got to love that. And this is actually going to help reset 1/3 of your gene expressions to a younger state. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Oh, here it is right here. how long are the results with X39? So we tell people that, people will be like, okay, once my knee pain's gone, which, by the way, since I started using X39, you never know what's going to come up in your life, right? So since I started, I hurt my knee at the gym. I also hurt my wrist and I hurt my shoulder at the gym. I had an old wrist injury on a different wrist that went away. But then I also got a bone spur too. And I'm not kidding. X39 put it right on the point of pain, took care of all those areas for me. My bone spur feels better. My knee pain is gone. And I absolutely love that. So the first few days, you're going to reset those gene expressions to a younger state, 4,000 of them. So that's about 1/3. So that's when we say, every day you wear this patch, you're aging a day backwards instead of a day forward. So sometimes if you have pain, people will be like, well, do I have to wear this forever? Well, it's up to you. It's kind of like eating right, working out at the gym. If you're feeling good, don't you want that feeling to stay? So it's a lifestyle. It really is a lifestyle. So do you want to age a day backwards or a day forward? I know my answer. I'm definitely wearing these patches for life. So within 6 months, the brain becomes more balanced, and we have science to prove that, which is great. Within 3 months, collagen increases. Now, this is one area I'm not kidding. I pay for a high quality collagen. It was $140. And I no longer have to use that anymore because I'm producing my own collagen, which is great because sometimes you don't know what you're actually buying. And then 6 months, heart reverses in age. And we can actually see within a week, again, improvement in the heart with a thermal imaging scan, which is priceless. We like to age those organs backwards for sure. So how are we going to wear X39? So we're going to wear X39 12 hours on, 12 hours off. So activating the stem cells, like I said before, and then we're going to let it rest for 12 hours. Put X39 on the point of pain or on the back of the neck or below the belly button. You're going to throw the patch away in the morning or at night when you take it off. So I tell people too, this is a sleeve. You're going to put it by your toothbrush so you don't forget. You're going to put the patches on in the morning when you brush your teeth, take them off at night when you brush your teeth. It's the simplest health and wellness product that you could possibly do. You don't have to swallow any pills or shakes or anything. And then if you have a furry friend, feel free to put it on your pet. You can put it on your pet the next day. Just simply tape it on the inside of their collar and it will go through fur, 7 layers of clothing. It will go through tape and it will go through that collar. So let them wear it. There's about 4 hours left in that patch. And then you're going to let them have some benefits for healing and age reversal as well, because we all love our furry friends. Then you're going to put a new patch on during the next day, and you're going to repeat this every single day. Consistency is so key. Okay. And remember, drink good electrolyte water. And you're going to wear one patch, or you could wear more than one patch at a time. It just depends. Like say you had knee pain in both knees, feel free to put them, one on each knee if you'd like to. You can stack them too and put more than one on your knee. If you need, some reduction in pain, you can wear up to 3 at one time. That's not a problem, but just start out with one and drink that water. So here's some pictures. I love pictures. This is shoulder surgery. This person, 2 weeks later, remarkable results for healing. And I know it keeps improving over time. The middle one, this was an accident, a car accident, and they were actually going to amputate his hand. And he's right-handed. This wound went all the way through, but they stitched him up, and now he has full function in his hand 63 days later. And look at this, no pain medication. That is incredible. We love when we don't have to have any pain medication. And I've heard several people, neck surgeries, knee surgeries, shoulder surgery, no pain medication. Love that. Knee surgery, this gentleman is actually closer to his 80s. And remember, the older we are, the slower we heal. 5 weeks later, look at the healing here. He had full function in his knee, and even that scarring started to decrease and go away. Now, this young gentleman, he was snowboarding and he'd gotten a little accident, and he had an interview going on. So within this 5-day period, so the parents put patches on him, wanted to make sure he didn't have permanent scars on his face. He's a handsome looking man. And after day 5, you can just see one little mark above his lip is all, which is great. Now, this gentleman, almost 80, again, faster we age, the slower we heal. Or yes, the less stem cells we have, the faster we age, the slower we heal. And take a look at the bruises, the scrapes, the stitches, the wrinkles, and how about the inflammation on the neckline? 7 weeks later, all of that is gone. He looks like a completely new man. Love that picture. Now, we always say when we start to see, so a lot of my friends will see their hair growing back to their natural color, wrinkles going away, old or new scars going away, age spots going away, varicose veins going away. When we start to see those and take pictures, pictures are so important. When we start to see all of that happening on the outside, that means all is well on the inside. So look at this beautiful lady, 4 weeks or 4 months later. Her 111s are gone. She just looks brighter. I always tell people, look in the eyes. You can tell how people are feeling when you look in your eyes. And then even the wrinkles on her neck and her smile lines are slowly fading, which are beautiful. And we all might know somebody that suffers from acne scars, and X39 will definitely help with the appearance of acne scars, which I know has helped her with her self-esteem. Now, lots of good things are happening this year, and one of them is our age reversal healing water that is coming out in July. Now, this is a new species of water that's never been done before. And this water is going to support collagen production, hormone generation, bone health, energy, immune system. I've heard that it's going to help physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally for healing, which is so powerful. And we're only drinking 1 glass per day. And the healing benefits coming from this water have never been done before, and it's truly going to be a breakthrough in health and wellness. So I'm very excited for people to get a hold of this. And remember, water moves energy throughout the body. This water is infused with light. There's 2 special filtration systems. It's infused with light, and it's going to make this miracle patch work even better. And I also heard David, because again, he does these webinars for us every month, and we have one coming on Wednesday. Over 100 clinical changes occur within 13 seconds of drinking 1 glass of water. How exciting is that? 100 clinical changes occur in 13 seconds. I know you all want to get your hands on that. And so now really is the time to grab a position of equity. Start using the patches. When the water comes out, you'll be the first one to be able to grab this water. And also you're going to be able to get the wholesale pricing. So definitely get back to the person that invited you so you can be a part of that. And if you're a type of person that is thinking, gosh, I know people that need this, or you know what, I like helping people and I'd like to learn, earn a little bit additional income. Our mentor said that 52% of people in America are looking for something, another stream of income, whether that's $500 a month or $1,000 a month, just to pay and, just to keep up with everything that's going on right now. And so if that's you, now is definitely a time to grab a position of equity, because this company is moving. It's moving very, very quickly. And, the filtration system is going to remove heavy metals, microplastics. How about that? And forever chemicals. So very, very excited to be getting this water really, really soon. Now, our company, I told you earlier, we're the fastest growing company in our industry 2 years in a row. And 2 years in a row, David and LifeWave got awarded the Bravo Growth Award. And that is just such a prestigious award that only one company gets per year. And we have gotten it as LifeWave 2 years in a row. And that just means that we are breaking all the records. We're helping so many people in a positive way. It's innovative. It's technology that's never been done before. And we're doing things the right way and with the right meaning and purpose behind it. And so again, I'm so honored to be a part of this company. I feel like it's definitely, it's my mission, it's my purpose to make sure everybody knows about this. And I feel like this company, it's a movement. And I've been in this industry before, and I've never felt like that in any other company that I've been a part of. So very, very happy for LifeWave and this company. So what's your dream life? You know, some of us just came off of a leadership retreat and really got exposed to how to dream bigger. And a lot of us don't dream at all. And I would encourage you to do that, because there's so much possibility out there and you deserve it. So whether it's to, pay for a kid's college, or travel the world with your family, or buy your dream home, or, just not have to worry about finances, or have time freedom, financial freedom, whatever it looks like for you, we definitely have a home for you here with LifeWave. And we get paid 6 different ways. And I'm just going to go over very briefly one way that we get paid. And this is called binary commissions. In the beginning, you can earn up to $100 per week, all the way up to $25,000 per week. And we have many, many people, all ages, 18 all the way up to 90s, enjoying the benefits of this comp plan. So if you would like more information, just get back to the person that invited you. So now I'm going to stop for a second, and I would love for a couple people to volunteer. I had some lined up for you tonight, but things changed. And so who would like to give a testimony tonight? Maybe it's yours if you haven't done it before, or maybe it's somebody that that, you're just like, oh, I need to share that. Does anybody have a testimony for me that they could share? Don't be shy.
I can share, Christy.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks, Renata.
Yeah, well, I'll share one of mine and one. I guess I can't pull up Carrie's picture probably fast enough, but I started using the patches November of 22, and I simply went to the meeting because someone said stem cells. 2 people said stem cells about the same meeting. And so I came to the meeting with you guys. I think Debbie was there, Christy, you were there, and Rudy got up and told his story, and a couple other people gave their testimony. And I was like, my shoulder was killing me. Carrie's shoulder was killing her. We've been traveling. We're like, we need to figure out a solution. She didn't want to do stem cell injections. I didn't want to go see my my orthopedic. I'd already had 2 shoulder surgeries, and I didn't want to spend the money, and I didn't want to go down that route again. And so I figured, what the heck, I'll give it a try. Wasn't too scared about any of it, because my sister's a PT, and I'd done light therapy before, I'd done dry needling, all that other different modalities. So I'm like, give it a try. First couple of weeks, I noticed much better sleep, much better energy. And then the pain started receding. So I couldn't move my arm past this. It was like more of like frozen shoulder again. And I couldn't sleep on that side. And you guys know, anybody who's had shoulder issues know how just a pain in the butt it is when your shoulder's not working right. So I would say it took about 2.5 months for all the pain to go away, and I'd be able to do my handstands and have full flexibility and stuff again. And so that's been over 2 years now, and I haven't had any blips with my shoulder since. And everything else, hair growing in thicker, scars disappearing, varicose veins disappearing. So I'm right at about 2.5 years, and I will never get off of these. In fact, other people who have been patching for a while probably can say the same thing. When you forget to patch one day at about 6, 7 o'clock at night, you're like, what the heck is wrong? Oh yeah, I forgot to patch. It's like your body is, you love the energy, you love the feel, and your body is telling you, hey, you're missing something over here, right?
Yeah.
And then one quick thing that's just happened to me. I was in Hawaii a couple of weeks ago, and I was walking really fast on a beach, and my feet were sinking in really deep, like a foot deep when I was walking fast. And I came back, and my left knee was killing me, and my right ankle was killing me, and I have stairs in my new house. And there were times I had to go down the stairs on my butt because my ankle was hurting so bad. And so I started patching an X39 on my ankle, an X39 on my knee, an Eon on one side, and an X49 on side, 2 patches on each, but 2 X39s. I'd never done 2 X39s before. It took less than a week and all my pain was gone. I mean, like, I'm back on a treadmill, I'm back on a Stairmaster, and I could barely get down my stairs. And so it works well. And we know it works. We know all the science and everything behind it, but it is something that I will never not. I have them in my purse all the time. I have them all over the house. It's just something that's going to be a part of my life because it just works well for me and everybody I know too. So.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. And you brought up a good point because you just never know when you need to activate those stem cells, right? So thank God you had this in your toolbox so that when you got back from Hawaii, you're like, oh, I'm just going to put some patches on, and then voila, you're feeling better, which is so great. Yes. And that's exactly what I did. I think I was maybe 2.5 years in, and my bone spur, I've never experienced a bone spur in my life. I don't know where it came from. And, went to go get an MRI because I was like, what is wrong with my ankle? Put patches right on I don't know why I didn't do it at the beginning, but I put patches right on my ankle, and my bone spur, it might still be there, but I have no pain and I don't have to patch it anymore. And I absolutely love that.
Amen.
Yes, yes. Okay, Wendy, I saw that you volunteered to share. Thank you.
Well, since you're taking volunteers, it's funny when people ask, what's one of your success stories? And I have to figure out which one because there's so many, 4 years in, long-term patching is just outstanding. I mean, after being on it, I thought, I'll kind of get balanced and then I'll just kind of, oh no, I keep getting more and more benefits. But the one that I like to share the most, I think, because a lot of people can relate to it, is I was able to get off my blood pressure medications that my doctors told me that I would be on forever. It was related to a genetic disease. There was some damage to my heart from my blood pressure being up for way too long. And they just said, this is something you're going to have to be on. I was on 2 of them. So I just kind of, thought, okay, well, that made perfect sense. And I kind of just bought into it and started taking my medication. But after patching and kind of educating myself, I saw there was a combination of patches people were using to bring their blood pressure down. And I thought, I'll just give it a try, so I'm putting different patches in different locations, following a little picture I, found on Facebook, one of the pages. And, I always say this, don't ever go off any medication unless you talk to your doctor. I didn't, but I was checking my blood pressure 3 times a day and it started coming down. And so then I weaned myself off of one and it kept coming down, and I weaned myself off of the next one, and then it was stayed down. And I thought, okay, what about when I take these patches off these certain spots? It's going to go back up. No, it didn't. So I stopped putting this combination of patches on, and it stayed down. So then I was off of my blood pressure medication, not using these combinations and just sticking with X39 and Eon, which is what I usually wear every day. And my blood pressure stayed down. And so I was able to get off of that, which was huge because the side effects for me were kind of subtle with the blood pressure medication. It wasn't something horrible, but I just felt so much better when I wasn't on the medication. So I know that it was, the side effects were there. I had less energy. I had more pain when I was on the medications, things like that. So it was kind of a good snowball effect. So that was probably one of the biggest things. But also separately, I also noticed that I do a lot of travel. We were just traveling over the weekend, and I'm doing expos and I teach line dancing. So I'm around a lot of people all the time, and my body's more sensitive. I had a big laundry list of health challenges. So I'm kind of oversensitive, which luckily with the patches, I'm very strong, but I don't get sick. So I'm around all these people, I'm hugging because I'm wearing the patches. I'm not having to have success stories all the time coming back from things because I just don't get sick, So that's part of the other thing is you kind of forget. I forget that I don't get sick very often, and I'm around a lot of people and I'm highly sensitive. So that's been a huge game changer too, is the testimony of not getting sick, even though being out there in the world with all the toxicity. So I'm another one that's going to be wearing these forever. And, it's age reversal. So if I get a new backward birthday every year, I'm thinking this will be what I look like when I'm 100, right? So let's see what happens here, you guys.
Yes, so definitely. Thank you so much for sharing, ladies, on the spot. I love that. And, speaking of just like not realizing things, that definitely happened for me too, in so many different ways. And one of them is I used to get bronchitis and sinus infections every single year. And I would always get on medication because I didn't know any better. I wasn't a part of this beautiful community beforehand. So I just followed whatever the doctor said. And so now I didn't realize this till somebody had mentioned it. 3.5 years later, have not gotten sinus infections. I used to get several a year. And then I would call it like asthma induced bronchitis. Like I don't, or, no, I'd have bronchitis once a year at least, maybe twice. And then I would have these allergy induced asthma where I would just cough at certain parts of the year. And I believed my diagnosis was because it was allergies and it would just cause me not to be able to breathe. I have none of that now. No bronchitis, no allergies, no sinus infections. And I'm so grateful because, life is too short to be sick. We don't want to be sick. And I'm like you, I like to be around people. I'm a hugger. And so I absolutely love that. So thank you, ladies, so much for sharing. Appreciate you. So now you guys are probably like, okay, if we are, you heard all the stories, you heard the science, you heard, what David's about, and you're probably like, how can I get these patches? And we have a solution for you. So you definitely want to get back to the person that invited you. If you're somebody here that would like to try the patches and have your own story, and maybe you're not interested in sharing the business, the core package is definitely a place for you to start. This pack, you can get 3 X39, so you'll have 3 months. That will be a really good trial for you to, because the longer you're wearing them, the better you're going to feel. And you're going to save some money here, so we can definitely sign you up with the core pack. And then if you're somebody that is looking into this as a business, you definitely are going to want to do the advanced and the premium pack. And the reason why is the higher you go in the kits, the more money you're going to save. You're definitely going to think of people that you're going to want to share this with. You're going to want to patch your coworkers, your friends, your family, and you can either sell these patches to people or you can gift them to people. And you want to make sure that you have plenty for yourself, and it's the cost of business. So come in with the advanced or the premium. You'll have plenty of patches to share with your loved ones. And then let's get you on an auto ship. Make sure the person that invited you puts you on an auto ship so that way you have fresh patches every single month. And I know one of my friends, I can't remember if it was Renata or Wendy, but they shared Eon. I think it was Wendy. Eon is a patch that we wear with X39. It's another beautiful patch we have. It's our second best-selling patch. It's anti-stress, anti-inflammatory. It's going to help with focus and so much more. It's known as our peace patch. How many people could use a little bit more peace, right? And so that one works really well with X39 when it comes to anything with mental health, maybe symptoms from chronic illnesses. We're not curing anything, but symptoms of chronic illnesses or pain, because what we know is that stem cells, inflammation eats stem cells. So if we put an Eon on with X39, it's going to help X39 work faster, and you're going to feel really, really good, much, much quicker. So, and we can customize these packs for you as well. So just get back to the person that invited you, and we'll definitely take really good care of you. And remember, if you're somebody that is interested in the water or interested in the business, now is definitely a time to grab that position of equity. Let's get you on your patching journey. And can't wait to hear your story on a Zoom real soon. So Martha, could you please, I forgot to talk about this earlier, we have a website called frequencypatchesinfo.com. So make sure to, Martha, if you could put it in the chat, but also you can ask the person that invited you, frequencypatchesinfo.com. If you'd like to share this with somebody, that's a great link to share with them. You're just gonna guide them to watch the 2 short videos, but we have testimonies in there. We have patents in there. We have all the science. We have David talking in there, doctors talking, and so much more. You can do a deep dive. So that's a good one for you to take a look at. and also for you to share with people. You don't have to explain anything. You can simply say, hey, I learned about this incredible technology. I thought of you because of X, Y, and Z. And then we have a testimonial page too, where I put a testimony in there every day. And you can simply do research on there and find testimonies for whatever it is that you're looking for. And feel free to add your friends to that as well. It's called Living Healthy with Me. And they can invite you to that. And I also want you to know that we do this every single week. So if you love what you saw here, again, don't keep it a secret. Come back next week and invite some loved ones. Also, tomorrow night, our friend Dr. Stacy has a webinar that's a little bit different than my style. She's a doctor, and she also has doctors that come on. And so you'll get a little bit deeper dive into what this technology is doing for people. So if you'd like that information, talk to the person that invited you. So I'm going to stop my screen share here and see if there's anybody that has any questions I could support you with. No, were there questions in the chat? Nope.
I have a question.
Yes.
So can you move your patch? Like I had it here because I'm like, well, maybe I'll try to advertise it. But then I was like, my hand is irritated because I'm starting to learn that I'm allergic to stuff. So can I move it to here, my hand?
Definitely. You can definitely. And, you know, like you can swim with it. You can work out with it. You can take a shower with it. If it falls off, dry it, put it in another location or the same location. You can definitely move it around. It's okay to do. And if you need to, put a Band-Aid on if it doesn't stick.
So if it does get wet underneath, it's okay?
I just dry it off.
Okay.
You know, just dry it off, put it back on. And you might need a Band-Aid, you might not. But it's okay. Definitely. That's a great question.
It is.
Thanks.
Yeah, beautiful. Any other questions I could support you guys with? All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you, ladies, for helping me behind the scenes and for sharing your testimony. I appreciate you guys so much. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. So have a great week and be blessed. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.